Video can be a really effective learning design tool to have in your ID toolkit. So in this 5-minute toolbox, we're going to talk about the core things you need to get started in video production. So the first step in creating an amazing learning experience is always going to be your standard learning design process. Before you reach for a camera or start making anything happen, you need a great script, you need the right people, you need the right location. We're going to assume you've got all of that, and that's why you're here. We're going to focus on the actual production of the video content. So it all starts with capture. How do you get the video somehow onto a computer? And you've got a couple of options here, all starting with the camera. Now, I would love to say that the best thing to do is to rush out and buy yourself an amazing camera. It's great fun and we all like new toys. However, the honest truth is that the best camera to get started with is the camera you already have. So, if you've got a really great DSLR or video camera, let's use that. If, however, you don't, well, do you have a smartphone? Chances are you do, and chances are it's got a pretty awesome camera on it already. There is your camera. I would always advise, where possible, recording directly into your computer. With a mobile phone, the easiest way to do that is with webcam software. Literally turn your phone into a webcam. The upside here is you can then use your amazing 4K smartphone camera rather than your integrated 720p camera on your Zoom calls. So, I would suggest using a bit of software called Epoch Cam. It's very quick to install, super cheap. The pro version is, I want to say, between 15 and 20 pounds, about $20 US. If you are using a traditional camera, a DSLR or a camcorder, the easiest way to record from that directly to your computer is via a HDMI lead. You might have to go full size or potentially mini HDMI from the camera into some kind of capture device. And the Elgato 4K Cam Link is fantastic. It's less than £100. If you're looking for something internal for your desktop computer, because it's going to be installed all the time, and something that, in my personal experience, is a bit more reliable, I would strongly suggest the Blackmagic Deck-Linked Mini. It does 4K and has a single HDMI and a single SDI input. We're going to start looking at the software you're recording into. Here I have one recommendation: OBS. It's free, it's open source, and it is nothing short of fantastic. It's got a real simple interface. It takes minutes to learn the basics, but you could spend years mastering it as a tool. It's supremely powerful. And as I said, free, open source, what's not to love? In fact, I'm recording into it right now. Now you've captured your amazing video project, it's time to get editing. Now, whilst we did record into OBS, and that software does have some editing functionality, it's going to be limiting. You really want to be using a specific editing suite. My recommendation is reserved for DaVinci Resolve. Now, DaVinci Resolve works on Windows, Linux, and Mac. And most importantly, you guessed it, the core software is completely free of charge. It is, in my opinion, one of the best video editing softwares on the market. It's used from colleges and schools to professionals like us, right the way up to film producers. It's used in the Hollywoods and the other places in the world that make films, as I don't think many of them are actually physically made in Hollywood anymore, really. However, there is a paid-for version as well. The free version is the full product, the full video editor. The paid-for version, which is a single purchase of £270, including VAT, and then includes Firelight and Fusion, which is their audio and kind of motion graphics software. So, you've captured your video, edited it, your masterpiece is ready to be unleashed upon the unsuspecting public, or learners in this case. However, one thing you may not have considered is the fact that your export from any of these editing tools is more than likely huge in terms of file size, and it may not be suitable for sharing on the platforms that you want to share it on. Do you need to transcode your video? Chances are you do. So, what would I recommend? Well, Easy, guess what? It's free and it's open source and it's called Handbrake. Handbrake can convert video files to just about any format you can think, and most importantly, at different compression ratios. It allows you to transcode between different resolutions, different file types, and different compression types. That is your 5-minute toolbox for video production as an instructional designer. If you enjoyed this video, please do hit the like button, add your own thoughts down in the comments below. What editor are you using at the moment? And most importantly, do subscribe to the channel. If you've been loving everything you've seen, please consider joining us on Patreon. Our amazing supporters make everything we do here possible, and you are more than welcome to join our community.